My name is Tony, and today I want to talk about a story that has quickly become one of the most debated topics in Australian rugby. It is a story about selection, opportunity, disappointment, and the difficult choices that coaches must make when preparing a national team for major international challenges. As the Wallabies get ready for important nations championship clashes against Ireland, France, and Italy, one decision has dominated discussions among fans, former players, and rugby experts alike. The decision to leave Lukhan Salakaia-Loto out of Joe Schmidt's squad has sparked questions across the rugby world and left many supporters wondering how one of the competition's most influential forwards missed out on selection. The Wallabies are currently entering a crucial phase in their development. These upcoming internationals are not just important because of the quality of the opposition. They are also significant because they represent the final matches of Joe Schmidt's tenure as Wallabies head coach. After these fixtures, the responsibility for leading Australian rugby will pass to Les Kiss, making every selection decision even more important. When the squad announcement arrived, many fans believed certain players would be automatic selections. Throughout the Super Rugby Pacific season, several individuals consistently delivered strong performances and appeared to have secured their place in the national setup. Among those players was Lukhan Salakaia-Loto, whose performances for the Queensland Reds earned widespread praise from supporters and analysts. Week after week, Lukhan Salakaia-Loto showcased the qualities that have made him one of Australia's most respected forwards. His physical presence, aggressive ball carrying, defensive work, and leadership on the field played a major role in the Reds' campaign. Many observers believe that his form had done more than enough to secure a place in the Wallabies squad, especially considering the absence of experienced Lachlan Skelton. Yet when Joe Schmidt announced his selections, Lukhan Salakaia-Loto's name was nowhere to be found. The decision immediately became one of the biggest talking points in Australian rugby. Fans took to social media to express their surprise. Rugby analysts debated the reasoning behind the omission. Former internationals were asked to explain why a player who had performed so consistently throughout the season had been overlooked. Instead of joining the Wallabies training camp, Lukhan Salakaia-Loto headed to London where he prepared to represent the Barbarians in their match against Wales. While many players were beginning their Wallabies preparations, he found himself following a different path. The debate intensified when former Wallabies stars Morgan Turinui and Matt Burke discussed the situation publicly. Both men have extensive experience at the highest level of the game, and their opinions added significant weight to the conversation. According to Morgan Turinui, the selection reflected the clear influence of Joe Schmidt and his coaching philosophy. Looking at the squad as a whole, he believed it carried the unmistakable fingerprints of the outgoing Wallabies coach. Every selection appeared to fit a broader strategy that Joe Schmidt had been building throughout his time with the national team. Despite understanding the coach's perspective, Morgan Turinui made it clear that he admired the qualities Lukhan Salakaia-Loto brings to a rugby side. He highlighted the importance of powerful forwards in modern international rugby and pointed out that with Will Skelton unavailable, many supporters viewed Lukhan Salakaia-Loto as the closest replacement Australia possessed. The former Wallaby emphasized that performance alone was not always enough to guarantee selection. International rugby demands exceptional consistency. Coaches want players who perform at a high standard every week, every training session, and every test match. Sometimes the difference between selection and omission comes down to small details that supporters never see. That reality can be difficult for fans to understand. Supporters often focus on the moments they witness during matches. They see dominant carries, strong tackles, and influential performances. Coaches, however, evaluate much more than that. They monitor preparation, attitude, discipline, communication, leadership, and the ability to execute specific tactical plans. For Morgan Turinui, the omission of Lukhan Salakaia-Loto may not have been a rejection of his talent. Instead, it could have been a message about expectations and consistency. The coaching staff may simply believe there are areas of his game and leadership that can continue to improve. Professional sport is full of disappointment. Every elite athlete eventually experiences setbacks. Some lose their place in the team. Others miss selection entirely. What separates great athletes from average ones is often how they respond to adversity. That was one of the key messages shared by Morgan Turinui. Rather than viewing the omission as the end of an opportunity, he encouraged Lukhan Salakaia-Loto to treat it as motivation. Continue working. Continue improving. Continue proving that he belongs at the highest level. Opportunities can return quickly in professional sport, especially when coaching changes are approaching. That coaching transition is particularly important. With Les Kiss preparing to take over after Joe Schmidt's departure, many observers believe the selection picture could change significantly in the months ahead. Different coaches often have different preferences. They value different qualities and sometimes see players in a different light. Many rugby analysts believe Les Kiss has always appreciated experienced forwards who bring. My name is Tony, and today I want to talk about a story that has quickly become one of the most debated topics in Australian rugby. It is a story about